Dear teachers and fellow students, good day. Today, we gather here to participate in this forum centered on gender equality and focusing on gender-based violence. This is not just a platform for discussion and exchange, but also an opportunity for us to collectively advance societal progress. Gender equality is a fundamental right for every member of society and a cornerstone of social justice and sustainable development. However, gender-based violence, a pervasive and deep-rooted issue, continues to hinder our pursuit of true equality. Gender-based violence not only violates the basic human rights of its victims, but also has far-reaching negative impacts on families, communities, and society at large. Each of us has a responsibility and duty to understand, prevent, and eradicate such violence. In today's forum, I am very honored to invite Professor Tan, who has made some achievements in advocating for gender equality. Also participating in this forum are Ms. Zheng, who has been organizing various activities to call for gender equality for many years, and a university student, Campbell. Thank you all. So first, I want to ask Dr. Tan, what do you think of gender equality?
I would like to ask the moderator first. How do you understand this question?
Actually, I'm not very agree with gender equality because I don't think that different gender can be the same. Like, we can just take example for human and the animals. We cannot ask animals do what humans do, and we cannot expect human do what animals can do. So like for male and female, like, what I think gender equality is like everyone should treat every gender similarly. Like they should get the same job or they should get the same salary, but we just cannot to say that the two genders can be the same. Like we cannot ask a male to be pregnant, and we cannot ask female to do some to be very stronger than males. So that's what I think of gender equality.
I think gender equality is a basic human right and the cornerstone of the social equity and justice. This means that men and women should enjoy equal rights, opportunities, and treatment in the legal, economic, political, and the social spheres. As a professor in this field, my team and I have been studying this topic for a long time. While some progress has been made in promoting gender equality globally, many challenges remain, such as pay gaps, unequal access to education, and gender-based violence. I believe that promoting gender equality can not only improve the quality of life of women, but also promote economic growth and social progress. Studies have shown that gender equality is closely related to a country's economic prosperity and social stability. So, to achieve gender equality, governments, business, and the society need to work together to eliminate gender discrimination and create social environments that are inclusive and respectful of diversity through policy development, universal education, and cultural change.
Thank you for the remarks. So I believe that gender equality is a crucial goal for our modern society. And I think gender-based violence is a significant stumbling block. So therefore, for the second part of today's forum, I would like to talk about understanding of gender-based violence. So for this question, I would like to ask Ms. Zheng, what do you think of this issue?
I think gender-based violence encompasses a range of abuses including physical, sexual, psychological, and economic violence, which disproportionately affects women and girls, but men can also be victims. Gender-based violence is also caused by society norms and cultural practices. Forms of gender-based violence include domestic violence, sexual harassment, trafficking, and harmful practices such as female genital mutilation and child marriage. Combating gender-based violence is essential to promoting gender equality and ensuring the safety, dignity, and human rights of all individuals. Effective measures include education, community engagement, and enforcement of laws designed to protect and empower victims.
Thank you, Ms. Jung. I think your comment is very insightful, and I believe that we all now have a deep understanding of gender-based violence. So I would like to ask each of you, between men and women, which gender group do you think is the most victim of gender-based violence? And maybe you can share some examples to illustrate your opinion. So I want to begin with what about Kim Bowen?
Okay, I think gender-based violence affects all gender globally, but women and girls are the most groups to gender-based violence, such as violence was spread not only in family and intimate relationships, but also in public place, workplace, and conflict settings. And according to the World Health Organization, around 35% of women worldwide and experience physical and sexual violence in their lifetime. Unfair inherent promoting pay and the training opportunities, the questioning and belittling of women's competence and professional in the workplace. That's my opinions.
Thank you, Tian Bowen. Thank you for your comment. So, Dr. Tan, what do you think about this?
It is well known that many new reports about gender-based violence target women, and we have also investigated this phenomenon. I found that most of the reasons for this problem are caused by the early social traditions. And even now, many countries and regions still have such traditions. Women are the most vulnerable group to gender-based violence. This stems from deep-rooted notions of gender inequality that treat women as vulnerable. The property of men or subordinate objects, traditional social concepts strengthen the authority of men in the family and society, and position women as an object to be controlled and dominated. As a result, women are more likely to be victims of gender-based violence, including domestic violence, sexual assault, sexual harassment, and other forms of violence. That's all.
Okay, it seems that you share the same opinion with Tian Bowen. So, Miss Zhang, what do you think? Do you also have the same opinion?
Okay, I think women and girls, I agree this. I think women and girls are more likely to suffer gender-based violence. This stems from deeply entrenched society norms, cultural practices, and power imbalances that often place women and girls in sensitive positions. Also, men can also women can also experience gender-based violence. The roughness and the severity of violence against women and girls is much higher. This difference is rooted in history and systemic inequalities that keep up discrimination and violence based on gender. In my organization, there is a family with serious gender-based violence. The husband beats his wife, is very disrespectful to his wife. The wife is injured every day. Men are born with good conditions and strong strengths, so I think women are more weakness to gender-based violence.
Thank you, Ms. Chen. It seems that everyone have share the same point, and I also think that women are the primary victim of gender-based violence. But actually, I don't think it's fair enough for males. Like you can see, all of us are females, so I believe that some males can also endure gender-based violence. So I want to ask Tian Bowen, in your campus life, have you ever witnessed some male students have suffered gender-based violence? Can you share an example or more?
Okay, when we talk about this topic, I think of an example near me. And when I was in junior high schools, there was a boy who was very shy, and compared with other boys, he is very quiet. When others are active with a classmate, she is always embarrassed to join in, and this results in nobody enjoy playing with him. But I don't think being quiet and shy is a reason for discomfort. Boys also experience gender-based violence, this including unwanted sexual comment and uncomfortable touching and sexual request for sex. And this harassment can come from classmates, teachers, or other campus personnel. And however, because society generally expects men to be strong and clean, many male victims are afraid to come forward to fear of being not ability. So the boys and men can also experience bullying and bullying for not conforming to traditional gender-based violence. And boys who are determined not man enough may be the target of attract because of their gender presentation of other kinds. This kind of balance based on gender system not only hurting individuals but also undermining of whole campus. So in short, gender-based violence should not be gender specific and men and can also be hurt.
Thank you, Tian Bowen. Thank you for your sharing. So now we can see that males and females are also they all can be the victims of gender-based violence. So the purpose of today's forum is to find ways to achieve gender equality and eliminate gender-based violence. So before looking for some solutions, I believe we should first identify some of the causes. So Dr. Tan, what do you think the causes of gender-based violence?
As I said in answer to my third question, one of the root causes of gender-based violence is gender inequality and discrimination in traditional social concepts. Traditionally, men are seen as strong, with power and resources, while women are seen as weak, need to be controlled and dominated. This gender inequality leads to a power relationship that makes some people think it's okay to control, dominate, or punish others through violence. For example, in some cultures, Men are considered to have the power to dominate and control women, so domestic violence can occur because they believe they have a right to do so. Another example is violence against gender non-traditional people. In some societies, discrimination and violence against transgender people, sexual minorities, and gay men persist because their gender identity or sexual orientation does not conform to traditional notion.
Okay, thank you for your sharing. So, Miss Zhang, what do you think? Which causes do you think is the main causes of gender-based violence?
Okay, I think the main reason the main reason men suffering from gender-based violence often goes unrecognized is due to societal norms and stereotypes about masculinity. The stigma leads to underreporting and a lack of awareness about the issue. Additionally, support systems and services of gender-based violence are mainly geared towards women, leaving male victims with these resources. The legal system and the social services may not be fully trained to identify and address gender-based violence against men, further confuse their ability to get help. Okay, that's my thing.
Okay, thank you everyone for discussing these causes from various angles. So now for the final question of this forum. Could you talk about potential solutions or measures to address these identified causes? So if these measures were implemented, or do you think they are effective or not? Or what challenges might we face to when we take these implement when we face in actual implementation? So, Tian Bowen, what do you think of this?
Okay, I think there are two ways can change. The first one is the legislative and political protection. Formulate and implement law and policy against gender-based violence and discrimination. According to Domi，我操，重新开始哈，重新开始。Okay, I think there are two ways can change this. The first one is the legislative and policy protection. Formulate and placement law and the plastic against gender-based violence and discriminations, including domestic violence laws and sexual harassment laws. Regulations provide a gender based to ensure that everyone can be protected. However, the enforcement intensities of the law and the activeness of the judicial system, it can direct affect the effect of the laws. And in some countries and regions, laws enforcement is weak. And cultures and traditional educations can make it difficult to implement laws. So in addition, victims may be hesitant to report because of the distrust of the legal system. The second is the corporate and the workplace plastic. Companies should develop the anti-sexual harassment and gender equality plastic. It can establish the reportings and provide training and education. Corporate plastic and improve work conditions and ensure that all employees are treated fair and reduce gender-based violence and discriminations in the workplace. It can take time for corporate cultures to change, and some companies may lack the motivations and the resource to implement their place code, especially SMEs. In addition, employees' possible distrust of the reporting system can also affect the attractiveness of the plastic. That's my opinions.
Thank you for your sharing. So, dear teachers and students, good day. Thank you all for your active participation and profound contributions again. Today's forum has revolved around the themes of gender equality and gender-based violence, leading to a lively and productive discussion. Through everyone's speeches, we have delved deeply into the importance of gender equality, the diverse forms of gender-based violence, and their far-reaching impacts on society. We have collectively acknowledged that both men and women can be the victims of gender-based violence, and thus we need to adopt a more inclusive and comprehensive approach to address this issue. So finally, I sincerely thank everyone for your enthusiastic participation and invaluable contributions. I hope today's discussion has provided new perspectives and inspiration, motivating us to continue striving towards achieving gender equality and eliminating gender-based violence in the future. So let us just join us hands and work together to create a more just society. Thank you.